All right, welcome back. It has been a very long time since we last talked. There has been a video that I found over on TikTok with a woman who is recently divorced or widowed. I forgot which one it is, but either way, she's newly single, and we're going to watch this video. I'm going to give my reactions and give my thoughts to it. She started dating again, which is great, but obviously if she's made this channel, there's probably some things that she needs to work on. So be sure to like, share, and subscribe so you're notified each and every time I upload a new video. With that being said, let's get this started.
I've gone back and forth whether I should put my business out into the world, but here I am. I'm 54 years old, I'm a widow, and I'm new to dating. It is not for the faint of heart. It is not for the weak. You got to have a tough skin. You can't take things personal. So the other day I matched with a gentleman. By the way, if my children are watching, trust me, I'm not on Tinder, okay? This is Facebook dating. I ain't paying for shit. I matched with a gentleman and we had a great exchange of banter. So we exchanged numbers and we'd been texting for several days. Decided we wanted to meet for dinner. He lives about an hour and a half away. Even though he offered to come my way completely, I'm respectful, and I said, why don't we pick a place in the middle somewhere, middle ground, and I'll meet you. Okay, so we picked Sandusky. Perfect. He goes, that's perfect. I have a condo there on the water. I can work the last 2 days of the week at home. Let's go to the wine bar downtown for dinner, and we'll play it by ear. Awesome. Sounds great. I woke up yesterday morning and realized we never picked a time. So I messaged him and I said, I know you had an 8 a.m. meeting. I hope it's going well. We need to decide on a time. When you have a minute, let me know. A couple hours go by and he finally messages. And he says, hey, I'm so sorry. It's been a crazy day. I'm planning on leaving here at 4 o'clock. Let's plan for 6:30. Awesome. Perfect. Sorry you're having a rough day. We'll talk later. 3:50, I get a message. Still planning on leaving at 4. Can I give you a call? To which then I replied and I said, well, I'm probably not leaving till 4:30. How about I call you when I'm done? Nothing. I gave it up to you're having a bad day. It's stressful. It's okay. So I leave. I head out the door. I text him and say, I'm all done with work. You can give me a call if you like. Didn't hear from him. I got home and I decided, since I'm the brassy woman that I am, that I would just call him. And I did. And it went to voicemail. And that's fine. Life happens. I get that. But the first red flag was there was no voicemail set up, which I thought very odd considering the line of work that he said he does. So I left a message. Hey, Chris, it's Shelly. Looking forward to seeing you later. I'm going to leave home at like 5:45. If for any reason you cannot make it, or if something has changed, just let me know, please, before I leave the house. Nothing. Not a word, not a peep. Messages are going through, they're being delivered. I get dressed, despite my better judgment. I'm looking snatched. I look fabulous. I head out the door. I get in the car. I message this man. I am leaving. It's a 40-minute drive. There is construction. I could be late. If I am, I will let you know. And I head out the door and I go. And I'm on the highway. And I'm getting to the fork in the road where the construction is going to start. And my gut tells me to turn around. So, I get off of the exit and I decide I try to call him again and it goes to voicemail. I do not leave a message. I turn around, I get back on the highway and I go home. I get home and I thought, you know what, I'm going to FaceTime him. Let's see what he's really doing. Let's see if he answers. Let's see, are you who you say you are? So I FaceTime this man. And he does not answer, and it allows me to create a video message, which I've never done, but I do. And I said, hey, Chris, I really do hope you're well. I hope you have not wrecked your car. I hope you are not in a ditch somewhere dead. I hope that someone in your family has not had a medical emergency, and that is why you are not responding to me. I am optimistic enough to think that this man has not just ghosted me on a first date. I send my message and nothing, crickets, nothing, not one peep. I don't know if his wife found out. I don't know if he was married. This point, who knows? I'll probably never know. I went on Facebook dating. We're still matched. Still matched. Sent him a message there, said, hey, hope you're good. What is wrong with men? What is happening out there? This man actually had the audacity at one point to say, well, if it's late, you could just stay. I don't know you. I'm not staying with you.
All right, so we got a lot to unpack here. Some of this first part, a lot of y'all are not going to like. So this theme of ghosting, whether it's the first date, the fourth date, is very common in today's society with dating. For those of you who are newly dating, specifically with when you are dating someone that you've met online, the likelihood of someone ghosting when you've met them online dramatically increases. My first point, and this is not a very popular thing, but I will tell you that people who I work with, when they stop doing this, they dramatically increase the quality of dates that they have. Stop online dating, period. All of it. I don't care which platform it is. I don't care if it's Tinder, Hinge, there's a new thing called Circa or along those lines. Everyone who does those, bounces back and forth from one dating platform to the other, I don't care which one it is, every single one of them is trash. All of them. And I know that there's going to be people that hop into my comment section and are going to say either they themselves found their husband or wife online. Good, I'm happy for you. Or I know someone who found their husband or wife on online dating. Good, I'm happy for you. However, online dating, and this isn't just me saying this, there's evidence, there's studies and research that shows this. Online dating is more like playing a slot machine. Are there going to be winners every once in a while? Yes. But is that the way to generational wealth? No. So, first and foremost, stop online dating. So then the next thing I always get is, where we're supposed to meet people if we're not online dating. Did we forget that people were in relationships before the internet? Did we forget that kids were still popping out, that people were still getting married? Like, it's still possible today. Person who I'm with currently, we didn't meet online, right? I'm not someone who just tells people this, right? I actually did this myself because I saw how problematic online dating actually is too. And this was before I actually saw the research. I'll get into that in a whole nother video. If you guys want me to talk about all of the problems with online dating from a research standpoint, let me know in the comment section down below. But let's get back into this. So number one, no more online dating. Number two, and this is true for both men and women, but I see this with more often when I'm working with a woman. And just so you guys know, I work with both men and women. But I see this type of problem more often when it's a woman. When someone is aloof, especially early on, especially before like a first or second date, and you've met them online, and they're not communicating, if they're not solidifying the date, or like in this situation, she texted them multiple different times. I see people in the comment section saying, don't double text and those, forget all the double texting and stuff like that. That's not really, I don't really that's not really a thing for me and people who I work with. I'll get into some of those reasons here in a second. But what's more problematic is that, number one, this person is an hour and a half away, right? And a lot of times people feel a sense of rejection, even if they are the ones that have to be the one that cancels the date. We need to normalize canceling dates, and this is true for everyone, but I'm directing this towards the ladies here in this moment, right? We have to, so a lot of times people talk about rejection. People in general don't like experiencing rejection, but I will take that one step further, and I will say that people also don't like being the rejector, right? So this situation is kind of a double-sided rejection type of thing, where she's feeling rejected because he's not responsive and he's ghosting her and things like that, and so she's looking for that validation and texting, calling, about to show up, and those sorts of things. But also, it also doesn't feel good to be the rejector. She should have canceled this date. The minute that his communication started to get spotty, especially at the fact that she doesn't even know this guy, hasn't met him, and apparently at this, at least early on, hadn't even had a FaceTime with this guy. Why the hell would we drive an hour and a half away with someone that all of a sudden is getting spotty with communication? One of the things I tell people who I work with is that when things don't add up, we subtract ourselves. Period. Especially early on. We people in general, both men and women do this, give people that we like too much of the benefit of the doubt. It's like we give them so much grace, like we give them relationship level grace when we don't even know them, right? And this is let me get a little bit more into the reasons why I tell people, especially women, not to online date. And the reason why I say especially women here is because quite often women fall in love with their ears. It's very easy for a guy, regardless if he's manipulative or not, to say the things that you want to hear. And oftentimes, women will fall in love through text messages, right? They'll fall in love through phone calls, and they'll fall in love with, and suddenly, this quote unquote relationship, or this person that you like, even though you haven't even met them yet, it will feel emotionally like the relationship is further than what it actually is. She doesn't know this guy. She's obviously into him, and they've probably had a lot of communication. They probably talked a lot, which causes, in this situation, right, especially for those of you who might be more anxiously attached, to feel like this relationship is emotionally on level 10 when really we need to be at level 0.05. We don't even know this guy. Never seen this guy. Clearly don't even know if he's married. Don't even know, may not even know if he has kids. He may have said, he's not married and those sorts of things. I'll give you that. But we really just don't even know this guy. Right? So when we are early on in the dating stages, right, where we've just met this person and those sorts of things, we need to normalize canceling dates. We need to get off the dating apps first and foremost, right? But we also need to normalize canceling dates, being the one that is the rejector, right? Empowering ourselves, not always outsourcing these decisions to the other person. You still like me? Are we still going on the date? Can you please confirm? I'm leaving in 10 minutes. Are you sure? If you can't make it, it's okay. I guarantee you that if he would have responded, that she would have given him another opportunity, which this guy clearly doesn't even deserve. Right? We need to be more, I don't want to say ruthless, because I do think that, I'll talk about in another video or in a live, or where times where we might want to offer a bit of grace, but we have to stop early on in dating giving people the benefit of the doubt when they haven't earned that level of trust. Keyword earned, or key phrase I should say, earned, that level of trust. So this is so one of the I'm going to say this real quick and then I'm end this video because I don't want this video getting too long. One thing that I'm trying to stress here, one thing I see online a lot is people getting dating advice and relationship advice mixed up. So this is true for people that you're dating early on, where they haven't built up that level of trust. So one of the things, if you haven't followed me or if you're new to my channel, if you're new to my work, this channel is a little bit new. I'm not new to this, right? So don't get it confused, don't get it twisted. One of the things we have to understand is that relationships are built, they're not just found. And so you have to understand that if this is how someone is showing up, and you'll hear me say this a lot if you start following this channel, if you subscribe and those sorts of things, this is the best that this is going to get, right? This is the first opportunity, the best that this person has to offer. Right? So if this is how this person is showing up in the beginning, right? One of the things people who have worked with me before, people who followed my work for a long period of time, one of the things I stress is paying close attention to some of these details in the first 3 to 6 months, because people always try to push back on this, but people will definitely show you who they are in those first 3 to 6 months. So you just got to pay attention. You got to get your head out of the clouds, right? I understand that you want to be in love and you want to get to the part where you're making love and this and that and traveling but we gotta pace ourselves. We need to make sure that the person that we are interested in has an opportunity to earn that right first. So we can get into that another time, but a couple of key hitters here. Stop online dating, right? Be a little bit more agile about when things kind of get a little suspect with communication, right? I'll talk in another video about how to kind of tell, because there is a time where you might want to give a little bit of grace, but this clearly needed to end, especially with this person that you don't know, haven't met, hour and a half away. There was lots of reasons to not do this, and this is something that is very common, especially when someone is right out of a relationship. Someone who is, this person is recently widowed, so you might be a little bit more emotionally sensitive and ready to get back out there, and you may not have dated for a long period of time. You may not know the rules. So I will tag this person. This is coming from TikTok. I'll tag this person in the description down below if you want to watch. I pretty much played the entire video, but if you want to follow her journey and check out the rest of her video. But make sure you follow, make sure you like, make sure you subscribe so you can keep up to date on other topics that I do and I talk about. Let me know in the comment section down below what you think about this video, what you think about this situation. Also, if you have questions for me, let me know down below. If you want to work with me, go into the description down below. We can book a paid coaching session. We'll book a paid consultation, and we can go from there. So with all that being said, thank you very much. My name is Matthew Pfeiffer, and I will see you in the next video. You guys have a good one.